What is going on, guys? So I'm back today to talk about a film that I was very excited to see, and that is the new Henry Selick film produced by Jordan Peele called Wendell and Wild. Wendell and Wild is directed by Henry Selick. Two demon brothers enlist the aid of Kat Elliot, a tough teen with a load of guilt, to summon them to the land of the living. But what Kat demands in return leads to a brilliantly bizarre and comedic adventure like no other. I'm a huge fan of Henry Selick. I've talked about Nightmare Before Christmas about a million times. I love Coraline, James and the Giant Peach. Just absolutely an incredible stop motion director that has created some of the most iconic films in stop motion animation history. And so when this was announced, especially pairing up with Jordan Peele, who is one of the most exciting directors in Hollywood right now, I was really looking forward to this, and I was actually kind of surprised that it was going straight to Netflix, because I feel like with something like this, especially with a name like Henry Selick attached to it, that this was going to be like a big thing, that this was going to blow up and that people were going to be really excited about it. And I genuinely loved this movie. I thought that the animation was absolutely incredible. I thought the performances were all really good. And I know that this one's kind of been a mixed bag for some people, but I'll get into it more with a review. So the film centers around Kat, who is this young girl who, when she's very small, her parents own this brewing company in this tiny town, and it's really like the pinnacle of this city. And they're driving home one day in the rain, and something ends up happening, and her parents drive off this bridge, and her parents drown, and she ends up surviving. And so the film jumps forward in time to where we see that she has jumped from group home to group home. She's really struggled throughout her life. She's trying to overcome this tragedy that she feels like she is the reason why it happened. And so she ends up back in the town that she was raised in, going to this Catholic girls' school that essentially takes her in so that they can get like funding for their school. And there's these two people in town that are very similar. The man looks very similar to Donald Trump, who are trying to build these private prison systems in this small town to try and like bring money back into this abandoned place that no one lives anymore. So at the same time, you have these two demons, Wendell and Wild, played by Keegan-Michael and Jordan Peele. They're trapped in this place where they're taking care of this other demon, that they're required to like use this hair cream to regrow his hair every day that's falling out. They end up getting connected with Kat's character because of what we find out about her, and they end up coming to Earth, and they want to build their own like amusement park afterlife world. And so the story is, she tells them that she will help them if they bring her parents back to life. And so there's a series of events that occurs with them, and then what goes on from that point to sort of create chaos in her life once again. And this movie is incredibly charming, and it's really entertaining. And I feel like if I have a problem with this movie, and I feel like this is probably the problem that a lot of people have, it has a lot of ideas that it's trying to convey at one time, and so it jumps all over the place. There's this character of a janitor that's introduced that is like a demon kidnapper, and we're not really given a whole lot of information as to why he is the way that he is, or where he came from, or any of that. And so this is, I believe this is based off of a book that Henry Selick wrote, or some sort of story. And clearly he had a lot of ideas that he wanted to examine, and tried to condense it into this hour and 40-minute long film. And like I said, I think it works for the most part. I think it kind of jumps all over the place to where it gets a little bit confusing. But what I will say, and the thing that I loved about this movie, is the amount of representation that existed in this film. You have a majority people of color that are the cast of this movie, which was great to see. You have an openly transgender character that's one of the leads in this that I thought was really fantastic incorporation, that didn't feel like it was like beat you over the head of like, we're going to include this character. It just felt very natural and felt like a part of the world, which I'm always really excited when LGBTQ characters or people of color or anyone from a marginalized group is included in a film in a way that they just feel like a part of the world, and it's not like this big grand entry for them. Like, it's just, we need more characters like this in movies, so we're going to put them in there. And I know Jordan Peele throughout his career so far has been very vocal about including people of color in his films, and all different people from marginalized groups, because of how important that is and how major it is to cinema, because those people have always had such a hard time getting lead roles comparatively to white actors. And so that's super cool to see this in that movie. And all of the dynamics between these characters in this film are so well written. The humor in it is really great. The animation, as I said, is absolutely beautiful. All the little attention to detail with all of the different character designs was so amazing. And I had a smile on my face through most of this movie, and I just feel like Henry Selick is one of the best to ever do it. And if you haven't seen it yet, it's streaming on Netflix and is 100% worth your time. So have you seen Wendell and Wild? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I thought this movie was really great. I really enjoyed it, and I had a lot of fun, and I think that you will too. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.